Gigabyte have completely redesigned their gaming laptops this year, and they've sponsored this video at CES 2025 for me to check them all out. Let's start out with the Aorus Master 16 and 18, Gigabyte's most powerful gaming laptops this generation. What makes the 18-inch version special is it's got 4 RAM slots and 3 SSD slots, with one being faster PCIe Gen 5. So there's a crazy level of upgradability available. It's also got a 2560 by 1600 240Hz mini LED screen with G-Sync and up to 1000 nits of brightness, which looks great. The smaller 16-inch version has a 2560 by 1600 240Hz OLED screen, offering deep blacks, vibrant colors, and insanely fast response time, perfect for competitive gamers or content creators. I believe this is the first time that Gigabyte have used mini LED and OLED panels in their gaming laptops, and these superior screen technologies are definitely a welcome upgrade. The 16 and 18-inch versions of the Aorus Master have a similar overall design with a black finish and RGB lighting on the back, on the lid logo, and with a new light bar on the front. Both laptops go up to Intel's Core Ultra 9 275HX processor, and I believe NVIDIA RTX 5090 graphics for the 18-inch, but final GPU configurations are still to be confirmed. So check the links below the video for updates. Gigabyte says the 18-inch model can support up to 175 watts on the GPU, which means 5080 or 5090, and 95 watts on the CPU at the same time, for 270 watts of total power. That's a lot, by the way. Probably why it has a 400 watt charger, but those can be about the size of 300 watt chargers these days. The smaller Aorus Master 16 has a combined CPU and GPU power limit of 230 watts. And a 330 watt charger for comparison. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see inside the laptops, but the Master 18 has a vapor chamber cooler, as well as 4 fans to cool all that power. Port layout is similar. On the left, both the Master 16 and 18 have the power input, Ethernet port, though 2.5 gigabit for the 18 and gigabit for the 16, HDMI 2.1, USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port, and Thunderbolt 5 Type C port with the latest DisplayPort 2.1 support. On the right, both have a USB 3.2 Gen 2 Type A port, but the bigger 18-inch model has 2. There's a 3.5mm audio combo jack, Thunderbolt 4 Type C port, and a UHS 2 SD card slot, full-sized for the 18 and microSD on the smaller 16-inch model. The keyboard on the 18-inch model has per-key RGB backlighting, while the 16 has a 3-zone keyboard. The 18-inch also has more key travel at 2mm, while the 16-inch has 1.7mm. But we didn't notice an obvious difference when briefly trying them, only afterwards and seeing it on the spec sheet. Otherwise, they both have the largest possible 99 watt-hour batteries. They can be charged with up to 100 watts over USB Type-C. They've got 1080p cameras with IR for Windows Hello Face Unlock, and they have the latest Wi-Fi 7. Just below the top-end Master Series, Gigabyte also has the Aorus Elite 16 this year. At first glance, the Aorus Elite 16 looked quite similar to the Aorus Master 16 to me. They both have Intel's Core Ultra 9 275HX processor, NVIDIA RTX 50 series graphics with a combined 230 watt power limit, as well as a 16-inch OLED display, same ports, same keyboard, Wi-Fi 7, 1080p camera, and 99 watt-hour battery. The main differences that I could find is the Elite has 2 speakers instead of 4 in the Master. The Elite has a smaller 240 watt charger, so it probably maxes out with a lower tier GPU, but with a trade-off of increased portability. The Elite is a little thinner and lighter, probably because it doesn't need as much cooling if it doesn't have as high a level of GPU, and the Elite has a lighter color finish. The Elite also doesn't have the RGB light bar on the front or on the lid logo, but it is on the back. So basically, the Aorus Elite 16 comes in at a level just below the Aorus Master 16, but it's not actually missing that many extra features, and will presumably be available at a lower price. But more on pricing a bit later. I've heard stats from gaming laptop makers that as many as 50% of their customers that buy their gaming laptops don't actually know how to change performance modes, or they never do it, resulting in suboptimal performance. Gigabyte is aiming to address this and make things easier with Gmate, which can be accessed through a dedicated key on the keyboard. This is basically their new AI assistant that you can interact with. For example, tell it you're going into a meeting and fans will get quieter, or tell it you're going to game and it'll give give you more performance. Maybe not the type of thing enthusiasts will be interested in, but it's a new way for newer laptop owners to interact with their device. Gigabyte also has the new Aero X16 this year, which is available with either Intel or AMD Zen 5 processors. And of course, Nvidia's just announced RTX 50 series graphics. I thought this was interesting because I know plenty of people have been waiting for an AMD version of the Aero. But as you may have noticed, this new redesign looks a bit more like a gaming laptop compared to the Aero's previously premium creator-focused design. We were told that Gigabyte is merging creator and gaming laptops together this year with the new redesigns. And the Aero certainly has more of a gaming vibe to it than before, but while still having a cleaner design compared to those other Aorus models. Aero is more of a slimmer productivity, multitasking gaming option now. The X16 feels thin and portable at just 0.66 inches or 1.67 centimeters and 4.2 pounds or 1.9 kilos. It's got a sandblasted metal finish which feels nice, with either space grey or lunar white finishes. Ports on the left include the power input, Gigabit Ethernet, HDMI 2.1, and USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A and USB 4 Type C port, while the right has a 3.5mm audio combo jack and two USB Type A ports, one being 3.2 Gen 1, the other 2.0. No SD card slot caught me by surprise, and the 16-inch screen goes up to 2560 by 1600 165Hz with 100% sRGB coverage. We were told that pricing and availability aren't available for any of these new laptops just yet. But with these new designs, Gigabyte are hoping that they'll be more competitive against other laptops this year, which, as I understood it, means lower prices than before. I'm most interested in testing the Aorus Master 18 because of its crazy upgradability, though the smaller Master 16 is more my style due to increased portability and that OLED screen. But let me know your preference down in the comments. In any case, make sure that you get subscribed for my upcoming reviews. Until then, you can check out the rest of the new gaming laptops coming out in 2025 in my CES coverage. I'll see you over in one of those next.